That is good. Ladies and gentlemen, it is 7 o'clock on the West Coast. It is 9 o'clock in Mesquite, Texas. And it is 10 o'clock in Chevy Chase, Maryland. This is a little show we like to call We'll Do It Live.
It's We'll Do It Live! On tonight's show, Chef Mariano Lusardi, Danny Thompson, Michael McVeigh, and now your hosts, Greg Crane and John Gonzalez.
Everybody, welcome in. It is Friday night, 7 o'clock. This is a little show we like to call We'll Do It Live. My name is Greg Crane. That is my partner, John Gonzalez. John Gonzalez, what's happening?
Trying to melt. Wearing are we really going to have, do we still have to continue the suit and tie thing for, like, forever?
For August and September, it is going to be brutal.
Well, here's the thing. So I know that we actually had some pretty big plans for this week's broadcast. You were actually going to be remote out in San Dimas. You were going to be at Lisa D's salon and
right,
doing the show from the people outdoors. I was actually going to do the show from my back patio with a fire going. But once you told me that Lisa came home early and said, like, no, I'm not doing this, those got scrapped. Sorry, the water made me a little burpy there. Yeah, so it's unfortunate because I was really looking forward to just wearing like a regular, like button down, like open chest button down shirt, like Magnum PI. That's what I was going to do. And then at the end of the show, I was going to get into a helicopter and crash into my neighbor's palm trees. But, like, here we are.
Here we are. God damn it. And you rented the helicopter and everything.
I know, man. It's like sitting really hard. The guys were really mad that I told them to put it in my backyard rather than just out on the street. So, oh, well.
What are you going to do? No, it's we had to scrap that, and it was going to be cool, man, because we're going to go to Lisa's shop, set up. The idea was to set up right there in front of the shop, and like have people walk by, and like grab I had a broom, like you remember you told me to get the broom, like had a broom, you know, everybody would stay 6 feet away. I was ready to go. But then Lisa, she came home early. She's like, no, it's too brutal. So I'm like, yeah, no problem. I'll just sit in the garage and do the show. That won't be terrible.
Dude. So I wish everybody knows my infatuation with the weather. When Chef Mariano Lusardi comes on.
Oh, he's going to bring it up.
You know, it's definitely going to be brought up. But I can only imagine, because we used to hold rehearsals in the very room that you're sitting in the dead heat of July and August. We used to hold rehearsals, and there would be, well, I mean, you know, if I took my shirt off, so you had an overweight guy with his shirt off, you would always take your shirt off. It doesn't matter. You got a bunch of drums hiding you. If I took my shirt off, like, it was hot.
Oh, it was. And you were just, you know, out there for everyone to see.
Oh yeah, dude. Like we totally missed our calling. Instead of being a true tribute band to Pearl Jam, we missed our calling with doing what Dred Zeppelin does, where I could have just dressed up as like Elvis, like comeback Elvis, like in all black, and And we
Right.
could have done Pearl Jam songs like that because then it wouldn't have mattered. Overweight doesn't matter. Like I could do like karate moves.
Oh, the car there. What would we be called? Maybe Pearl Ham.
Oh, Pearl Ham's a good one.
Pearl Ham's good.
Pearl Ham's a
Yeah, well, you know, somebody put it in the chat if they could think of. I'm sure you know, our buddy Mariano has a nice
Oh,
bunch
yeah.
of jokes he'll go and throw out. So that'll be fun. We got a great show tonight, everybody. To recap tonight's show, we have Chef Mariano coming on, rejoining us, coming on back to the show, making a ramen burrito. It's gonna be really tasty. Our friend Danny Thompson from Face to Face and the Music Academy is going to be joining us, and Michael McVeigh from Coffee Talk with Adika Live, mornings at 8 a.m. He's going to be here. That's right, John. You heard me. He's here. He's here right now. He's here right now. All three of them are ready to go. But before we do that, we'd like to
I'm not prepared for this.
Well, buckle up. Buckle in. Put on your fun hats. Put on your fun pants, kids. Because we like to do a little thing that we call...
Can I run away?
Sometimes I wish. Sometimes I wish. We like to do a little thing we like to call Things We Just Made Up, everybody. John Gonzalez, do you have your things that you just made up?
Yeah, here's the first one.
Let's go. I don't know how to do this. What is that from?
That's literally the note that my daughter gave me. She doesn't know how to make dinner, so.
I thought you were talking about the bit. I'm like, dude, we've done it like a million times.
No, this is my first contribution though, because I didn't actually write any.
Oh, you didn't actually write any? Okay. Well, here we go. So you're being serious. Okay, well, here we go. Here's mine.
Scoop.
These are things, everybody, these are things we just made up. Here we go. The Pentagon has now admitted that UFOs do indeed exist, which has prompted the Beach Boys to pen the new summertime hit, Probin' USA. Just made that up. Made it up.
Good job.
You don't
Well
have
done.
another one. You don't have another one, so I can go? Okay, go.
I do have another one. Are you ready?
Okay.
Oh, hold on, let me make sure.
What buttons do I push? Is that like in the microwave or the oven?
Pressure cooker.
Ah, pressure cooker. Well, you got to be careful. You don't want to trust an 8-year-old with a pressure cooker.
No.
Okay, Here we go. My second contribution to things we just made up. Here we go, everybody. There it is, right there.
Stew.
Here we go. Everybody, get ready. In music news, America actually had an answer to Peter Frampton's question when he asked, "Do you feel like I do?" in 1973. The answer? High as balls? Then yes, we do feel like you do, Peter Frampton. High as hell? Yeah, we do feel like you do. 1973.
Legalize
There you go.
it.
Just made that up.
Good
Do
job,
you have another
Roland.
one? Do you have another one? I got one more.
I'm trying to think. I should have
The
something.
kids, you got something over there you can read.
Oh, look.
Quality entertainment.
No, but I did.
Okay.
I do have an envelope with a bunch of doodles on it. So
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
There you go.
Well, okay. My third, and thank God, my last one. Taco Bell has just released the new 10-layer burrito. Like its little brother, the 7-layer burrito, this one now features pencil shavings, drywall nails, and chutney. That's the those are the other three. Those are the other three after the 7.
Yeah.
There you go.
Most of those things you wouldn't even find in a burrito.
Yeah, it doesn't really sound appetizing. I wouldn't really mind the chutney, but once you hit those drywall nails, you're gonna
Oh,
really
dude.
second guess you did that.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
there we go.
You had me hooked. 10-layer burrito. I was hooked.
You're like, oh, what's it
Been
gonna be now?
Yeah, I've been looking.
Well, everybody, that is in fact a little thing we like to call things we just made up. We are going to be right back in a few minutes, just about 2 minutes. You can hang out. You can hang out for 2 minutes. What do you got going on? 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
We'll be right back. Yeah, come on. We'll be right back with Chef Mariano. We are back, everybody. Thanks for sticking around. Good Lord, what was that? I want to thank Sean Drover, by the way, for Earl Jam, which is pretty good. That's a pretty good name. So somewhere around here is my partner.
Here it is right here.
Oh, there it is.
There he is.
Thank you. Thank you for Earl Jam. Keep them coming, folks, because we'll put them up. We will put them up. Right now, we're going to bring in our very good friend, Mr. Squirrel Spam. That's
guest.
Michael McVeigh.
Yeah, our future guest actually contributed.
Or it could just be Pearl Spam. So, speaking of spam, we're going to bring in our very good friend, probably his 9th or 10th time on the show. Please welcome Chef Mariano Lusardi, everybody. Where's he at? There he is.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Hello. I have one, and you knew I was gonna chime in with a Big Fat Pearl Jam. That was my favorite. We always refer to your band as Big Fat Pearl Jam.
Oh, you did? Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, well, yeah. When my friends ask me, who are you gonna go see? I'm gonna see a Pearl Jam tribute band, Big Fat Pearl Jam. That's who I'm seeing. So I always refer to it. Yeah. Anyway, no offense. You said I had a name, and you knew I had it.
Yeah, I knew you had something.
Anyway, speaking of things we just made up, we're going to be making a ramen burrito today. Totally something that came out of an accident. My daughter, we're big fans of ramen and we're big fans of burrito, and we figured, like, why don't we put those two things together? And we started experimenting in the kitchen one day, and this is what we came up with. Now, the recipe changes all the time, so, I may be doing something a little bit different today. I just looked at what we had in the cabinets in the pantry and the refrigerator, and then we just kind of threw it together. So let's go
Oh,
through the
boy.
ingredients. Let's go through the ingredients. That's all good. There's no nails and no drywall nails and no chutney on this one. So we're gonna be good. Don't worry. You see, like I brought it back. All right. So the ingredients, obviously. Callback. Ramen. I cooked already the ramen, and you can go with the 29-cent variety. That's fine. Or if you want to spend a little bit more money, but I don't think it makes a huge difference. I cooked 2 packs of that with the seasoning, little seasoning packet. So it's already pre-cooked, right? And then what do we have? We have we're gonna put a couple eggs in there. We'll get to that in a second. Cilantro. Some chives chopped up, 1 clove of garlic chopped up. We have some soy sauce, 1 lime, which we add at the end. We have some of that like chili hot sauce. It's kind of like it's this stuff right here. And when you go to the store, if you see the rooster on it,
that stuff is great.
Oh, yeah.
if you see the rooster, you're in. It's good. Just get it. Don't even read it. You can understand what's written. It's all written in Vietnamese or something, so you can understand. Now,
what that is, it's a certificate of authenticity. That's what the rooster is.
The rooster is it. It's right. And we're gonna keep it PG-13, so we're gonna leave it at rooster sauce instead of something else. And then the secret ingredient at the end is this right here, Takis.
Takis.
Oh.
So we just take some hot Takis. This is Lauren's. Hopefully she's watching. You take the hot Takis and you crush them up, and so it gives you a little bit of crunch and a little bit of that lime flavor and a little bit of the spice. All right, so let's get this started. We're gonna move over there to the to where the stove is. Let's see, hopefully you guys can see what's going on in there. 1 second. Turn it now. Can you guys see the pan? We're gonna add some. We're gonna add some olive oil.
Oh yeah, check this out.
Olive oil in there.
When's the last time you cleaned that pan, by the way?
Oh, the fan is dirty, dude. That shit's dirty.
No.
No,
The pan? No, the pan's clean. It's seasoned. You know, use it and use it and use it.
Oh,
and
okay.
get
Oh, yeah.
It's like a cast iron pan. You're not supposed to clean those. Come on, what are you new? You gotta question the chef. You gotta question the chef.
I apologize. I do apologize.
I left. I had to leave. No, I'm back. So what you do is you heat up the oil, throw the garlic in there, and you can probably hear it. Sounding pretty good there. Heat down. I'll be right back. Hang on. I'm not going anywhere. Take the noodles and just add them in. Right? Get that going pretty nice.
God, he's cooking a brain.
It's a brain. It looks like it, right? If you were to, for Halloween, I'm sure we all done this, right? So what's it's pretty hot right now in the house, and then we're cooking. I'm standing at the stove here, so apologies for that. And we're gonna cook that. All right, cool. So we do that. The next ingredient I'm gonna go grab is the soy sauce and the chives. I'm gonna throw that in there. Some soy sauce and the chives go in there. And that's all cooking real nice. Mix it up. Oh, it smells amazing. The soy sauce cooking. So
You didn't
good.
give the tongs a click. You're supposed to click them whenever you get them.
Oh,
If you do a little test click, I don't know why. You got to do it.
I'll do it.
Click.
It's gonna happen. So what we do next is while this cooking, I'll be right back.
All right.
Now, what we really need at this time is Tina to yell at you off screen that we need orange chicken through like a speaker. That's what we need.
So what we do, number 29. All right, so we do a couple eggs in there. You see the one hand breaking of the egg? Come on,
Dude, nice.
pro.
Solid.
That was pro. Hold on, I'm looking for things. I'm lost here. All right, so you take the eggs. It's almost like making fried rice. You mix the eggs in and make sure they get all like. Hold on, I forgot. Click it.
Perfect.
And then we can mix it all up nice. So people know, let them know who was supposed to be on the show instead of them watching this ramen thing.
Well, we'll save it for a surprise.
All right. Well, we're cooking. We gotta let the eggs cook a little bit. So in the meantime,
Guy Fieri was supposed to be on.
Oh, dude.
that's right.
But
Yes,
you know,
there
he
it
adds.
He had prior
He gets put on
commitments.
the list of all the other people that won't return our calls.
Right.
All right, hang on. So I think we're good here. I think that what you want to do is he's cooking this for a little bit. But you got to be careful for the noodles not to get too crispy. You know what I mean? So once that's done, it's good. Now the eggs nicely cooked and everything is good. All right, so we're gonna go back to the counter over there. I'm not gonna ever forget that now. That's gonna be a thing from now on. All right, so we're
Yeah, you
back
got to
here.
do it every single time you grab Tom's.
All right, so
And
hold on. And we're back here. All right, so hopefully you guys can see this. I'll point it down here so you can see what's going on. All right, so
There we go.
what we need now is a tortilla to put everything in. It's hard to do because the angle here. Sorry. I'll be right back and grab tortilla.
I want to take a brief
Nice
about,
burrito-sized tortilla that's been warmed up, so it's nice and pliable.
nice.
All right, so what you want to do is you take the first thing you do is you take the hot rooster sauce. Put some of that in there. You guys with me? Can't hear you.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
This is
this
awesome.
good. You can hear it? Here we go.
All right,
I'm
I
enjoying-
can't hear you.
Who cares? Just keep going.
Just keep going. For the love of God, please.
All right, well,
Here.
I lost the audio.
It doesn't matter.
All right, so that. Can you guys not hear me? Oh,
No,
man.
we can-
Yes,
All
we
right.
can hear you. Oh my God. We can hear you. Why are you acting like we can't hear you?
I can hear you guys.
It's-
Let's send a little message for him.
Cilantro, put it in there. My wife is yelling at me, by the way.
Oh, because she's watching the show.
Oh, there's the Takis. Those will back you up. The story for a different time. Mariana, you can talk while you're doing this, by the way. It doesn't have to be a silent film. It looks like a lime is being applied.
There we go. Yeah, so we're gonna go for the full. Yeah, thank you. We can hear you.
Hold it. Oh, look at this.
I don't know if you guys can hear me or not.
Look at this fold. Oh, my goodness.
Oh,
Look at that
bravo.
thing. Look at this thing.
And the cut.
Oh, look at that cut. It's beautiful.
Oh, fantastic. That is unbelievable. Mariano.
Burrito.
Mariano, well, how is it?
Oh, man.
I love
hear me?
that because he can't hear us. He thinks that we can't hear him, so he's just silent the entire time.
We can hear you. Keep
Awesome.
talking.
Now I'm eating. So I hope you guys enjoy that. If you can hear me, awesome.
Oh, yes.
Because I can't hear anything. So it's really good. I want to keep eating. It was bound to happen.
It was going to happen. Everybody, that is the world famous chef Mariano who can't hear. And by the way, we can say whatever we want about Mariano right now. That's Chef Mariano Luzardi. Everybody, we'll be right back with Danny Thompson. Everybody, be right back. Everybody, we are back. Thanks for sticking with us, and thanks for watching and liking and sharing the show. Hope you're enjoying the show tonight. Thanks so much for Chef Mariano Lusardi, even though he couldn't hear us. Again, we can say whatever we want about him. So right now, we're going to bring a dear old friend of ours. You also know him for as being the drummer for the iconic punk rock band Face to Face and the owner of the Music Academy. Please welcome Danny Thompson, everybody. Where's he at?
Yeah.
There he is.
What's happening?
Danny!
How are you guys?
What's going on, man? Thank you so much for doing that.
Thanks for having me. It's fun to be here. I've only been on one other live stream show like this, and Mariano was also a guest that day.
Jack Soni's, right?
We're making the rounds, Mariano and I.
That was Jack Soni's podcast?
Yeah. Planet Jack.
What is that
Radio.
one about? Jack is amazing. What was that one about? What is that show about?
Well, I believe he kind of started doing like these marathon long live stream events, similar format to what you're doing. He just brought on different musicians he knows and different artists, chefs, just this wide mix of people, and he would do it for like 8 hours. It was crazy. But he's got a little something that I'm working on with him as well, and I think Mariano is doing it as well. But he's kind of turning that into potentially an internet radio station. So I might do like an hour-long, segment each week on the internet radio station. So he's got all kind of good ideas, and I only do 2 podcasts and have my music school in the band, so I needed one other thing to do because I wasn't busy enough. So now I'm going to do a radio show.
Yeah, and now you can add this to your resume, and I'm telling you.
Just in case anyone doesn't know who I am, I'm the aging punk.
I love how Danny can bring in his own banners because he's using his own software.
Well, this is what I do all the time, all day. I started doing these drum live streams in my garage, and I've only done 5 or 6. And if you look back, the first one, it's like clearly I'm in my garage, and I'm like, how do I make it sound good over the internet? And I just dug in and learned about live streaming and all the software and started, get OBS and cameras. And now my live stream in my garage looks like I'm in a recording studio. It sounds amazing. And that kind of led over to what we're doing at the music school. So yeah, I got to learn how to do all this stuff all the time now with all our teachers and all that stuff.
Oh, wow. Well, I mean, it looks really good. And by the way, I thought John had put that up. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? I'm like, what are you doing? How am I going to explain this when you put aging punk drummer on Danny's thing? I'm like, how are we going to get out of this?
Let me just say too, somehow you missed it, Greg, because you didn't notice the main logo on my screen and on my shirt. It's the Music Factory.
That's right. I apologize. The Music Academy. I am so sorry.
That's okay.
The Music Academy was the first name, right? That was the first one, and then you went into the Music Factory, right?
I've never been involved in anything called the Music Academy. I don't know where you got that. That's okay. It's okay. It's all right.
I'm so sorry. Well, let's hear about the Music Factory. Tell us how that started.
Yeah, we started that in 2006 here in Costa Mesa, and it's just kind of grown over the years and years and years. And last year, we purchased a second location down in South Orange County. In hindsight, probably would have been a good idea not to do that with everything that's going on. But yeah, we've grown it to a pretty big school, about 400 students in Costa Mesa, or at least it was 400, but prior, what I like to call PC, pre-COVID.
Right.
And we're weathering the storm like lots of other businesses, and have almost, really completely transformed into mostly an online business. And, we haven't actually officially announced it with all of our students or anything yet, but we're announcing on Monday. But we've made the decision that we're never going back to in-person lessons, with the exception of a few things like drums, and we'll have a space for our bands to rehearse because that needs to happen in person. But guitar lessons, all that kind of stuff, we're going to do it online forever, and just some of the things I'm using on my screen here, like those little banners, and we have a whole host of stuff like that we use when we're doing an online lesson to make it this really cool experience for a student. And we make it sound good.
Yeah, and you could reach, you can reach youngsters and oldsters from around the world. I mean, do you already have students in other countries? I would imagine you probably do.
I got a student up in Canada, and a few splattered around the country. But for the most part, we were a local business. So, but moving forward, certainly that is something that we can do more of. To basically the English-speaking world is a potential customer now. So, it's kind of exciting, and we've had the school for 13 years or so. So it's kind of fun to, as challenging and stressful and, as it is to own a business and then, go through something like we're dealing with right now. And,
right.
I'm lucky compared to certain businesses because I was able to transform to online and at least keep, 70% of our revenue compared to other businesses that might be shut down completely. So really, we're lucky, but it's still really stressful. But we're trying to turn it into something that when we come out of this thing, eventually on the other side of it, we'll be in a better position. And I felt that the future really was more in doing the online lessons. The technology is only going to get better. So all the little issues that we're dealing with now when we try to do these live streams or, do a guitar lesson online, another year from now, most of those issues will probably be gone, So I believe it's the future. So I'm going to try to get ahead of it and build the school that way.
What do you think is going to be kind of the biggest challenge with online lessons? I mean, as far as like instruments, you said drums will be live. Probably.
We're set up right now to do our we do probably 60% of our drum lessons right now. We do drum lessons. Yeah. About 60% of our drum lessons right now are online. And, so we have multiple cameras and we're trying to, the kit's all mic'd up through a mixer. So the audio being sent to the student is really good. The biggest challenge is really with online lessons are younger kids. 5, 6 years old. That's I get it. That's tough for them to sit in front of the computer and do it. It's easy to get distracted. Although they seem to be better at the actual technology side of it than their parents, which isn't surprising. I guess.
Oh yeah. Oh, you can be surprised. You're like, if you can't figure something out on your computer, ask your 13-year-old son.
Well, yeah, they're way. Yeah, the 13-year-olds are better than they're telling us how to do stuff. But so. I think that's a challenge. From a technology standpoint, the biggest issue is, that there's a little bit of lag time. So, two people can't really play together because of the delay. And that's primarily a 5G issue. So once 5G becomes kind of the standard out there, we actually may be able to, you and I might be able to sit down at drum kits and play a beat together and be in time, whereas right now the lag time, makes all those kind of things. So you have to learn how to teach differently where you can't say, okay, play guitar along with me. We're going to strum these chords. It's, you've got to kind of do it differently. But we're figuring those things out and learning as we go.
What instruments do you teach at Music Factory?
We do guitar, drums, piano, voice, and we do DJ and music production.
Wow. Music production. I mean, that's huge. I mean, that's a great course for someone to take.
Yeah, it's getting bigger and bigger. We are one of the only schools, as far as like a private music school like we do, we're one of the only ones that does DJ lessons, and we've been doing it for years, and it's getting bigger and bigger all the time. And those students kind of progress into music production. So they start off learning how to DJ using Serato or Rekordbox, one of those software programs, and then they all seem to kind of go through that transition of wanting to create their own music. So they want to learn how to use Ableton Live or some kind of program like that to start creating their own beats and their own backing tracks and stuff. So that's something that I see in the future is getting just bigger and bigger and bigger for sure.
Where can they find you, by the way? Where's Music Factory? Where can everybody find you?
Well, the physical location is in Costa Mesa, but best thing to do is just check us out on the website. It's musicfactoryoc.com.
So let's and everybody check that out, and please give the gift of music to your kids and to your friends, and please get youngsters and oldsters involved in music, because we all really need it. Let's talk about Face to Face. And by the way, just so everybody knows, we've known each other for 27 years.
Dude, we're so old. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Oh, we are old. We are old. And I have a couple friends that are huge Face to Face fans. That my friend Chris Arvanites, by the way, who is a massive fan and had no idea that we knew each other. So he was like, "Oh yeah, man, Face to Face, that drummer is great." I'm like, "Yeah, I've known him for forever." He's like, "What? What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely." Yeah, huge fans, and I mean the Face to Face fan base is just it's just radical. I mean, how many years have you been in the band now?
I got in 2008, so 12 years, I guess. And that went by quick. Holy cow! So yeah, it's been 12 years, and I think let's see, we are working on a studio record right now. I think that'll be my 4th record with the band, or 5th if you count the live album that we just did. So yeah, it's been an awesome ride.
And you, when you first got into the band, was that, I think you knew each other, right, a little bit before you were auditioning, I guess?
No, I didn't. So
answer to have the recycler.
Here's what happened. So, to give it context, you and I know each other from working at Guitar Center together.
Right.
And in my later years at Guitar Center, I kind of just felt like I wanted to play drums again. I thought it might be fun, to just like, I'll get in a bar band. I'll play a gig once a month. It'll be, something to do. It'll be fun. Yeah. So I got into kind of a local band, and you know how things are like that. You kind of take on some new thing, and all of a sudden then you just go deep. And I just went full steam, like I'm back into like buying tons of drum equipment and just getting so into it again. And I just was playing around in local bands, and I kind of was working my way up from one band to the next. And then it got to that point where it's like, oh, we're going to go out of town for, a weekend show, worth of little touring. And I was doing that and working Guitar Center. The rehearsal studio that the band I was in, we shared it with a band called Lefty, which was an amazing Southern California band with Dennis Hill and Kenny Livingston. So Kenny and I and Dennis, we all became very, very good friends, and they toured and kind of ran in the same circles as Face to Face. So when Face to Face was getting back together, their drummer Pete had already joined The Offspring. They had taken a 4-year hiatus. They lost their drummer. He joined The Offspring. And they originally were just going to get back together for a few shows. They called Pete and said, "Hey, man, can you rehearse a few times? We're going to do a few festival shows." And The Offspring, I guess, apparently wasn't cool with that. So they needed to find a drummer. And they actually called Kenny to have him do it.
Wow.
And Kenny said, "I can't play fast punk rock music, but I know somebody who can." And he gave him my name, and that's how it happened. And I still had to audition. They auditioned a bunch of guys, but it worked out. I was the same age, which probably had a lot to do with it. I don't think they wanted to get like a 22-year-old in the band, And, although I hadn't done like huge festivals and done like major touring, I had been playing mid-level shows, hundreds and hundreds of those crappy mid-level shows that you might do. So I was pretty professional as far as my equipment, and just, I was easy to work with. I think that had a lot to do with it as well. And here we are 12 years later.
Man, and a lot of people might not know this, but you were also in the iconic Chicago band Material Issue.
Yeah. So I was maybe 18 at that time.
1944.
Yeah, crazy. Pretty close. 85, 86, somewhere around there. I again was playing in some other local band, and Jim from Material Issue was working at a rehearsal studio, and that's how we met. And he gave me his cassette tape and was like, I kind of need a drummer. Check it out. And I did Material Issue for a couple years, and I always thought Jim was super, super talented. And I really, there was so much potential for the band to do great things. Jim was really hard to work with, and I ended up leaving and getting into another project. And it was kind of years later, maybe 3 or 4 years later, that they started to take off. And I luckily got a couple of tracks that I had recorded years ago with the band, ended up on that first record that they did. There is a documentary coming out real soon about Material Issue. I did an interview for it last year sometime while I was in Chicago playing shows. I had the afternoon off, and so hopefully they finish that documentary and it comes out. That'll be really cool to see. A lot of people have never heard of Material Issue, but the history runs pretty deep when you look at what was happening in the music scene in Chicago prior to Material Issue breaking out and what happened after, because it really turned into a mecca for bands again. It was a dry spell for many, many years where like no bands were getting signed out of Chicago. It was terrible, and a lot of people credit Material Issue for kind of opening up the scene. We used to play like Wednesday nights at the Cabaret Metro with the Smashing Pumpkins, and there'd be like 20 people. 20 people.
Yeah, we know what that's like.
Danny.
Well, Danny,
shut up, Greg. Shut up.
Sorry.
All right, dude. So we have been absolutely hammered for your entire segment on the thread asking about Couch. What the hell are these people talking about?
I don't know.
Wait a second. Is this a gag? Hold on. I apologize, Danny. I'm looking at it right now. A list of where you stink from. Will the cushions fit in 19? Jack Black. Is this a gag? Do they know that they're actually on our? Is it a joke?
I have no idea. I thought this was something that like.
Pull some of those up.
I don't really know. Dude, because I swear to God, it's 50 comments long. Here we go. Well, first off, okay, Jack Black's beard is nothing. I destroy Jack Black in the beard category. So don't even say
Jack Black.
Yes.
Oh, does Couch have a beard too? What is the couch? Do you have is there a couch in the back?
I'm sitting on I don't know what they're talking about.
Well, I don't know. I'm actually kind of freaking out because I think it's some code for something.
It's weird. I don't know. We have just been absolutely bombed by Couch comments in the last like 15 minutes.
Is it a face-to-face reference?
Not that I'm aware of. I don't know.
Yeah, the epic couch record you guys did. That it was the theme record, all couches.
I guess.
Well, man, Danny,
wrong by the way.
My God, what? I don't even know what the hell is going on. Danny, love you and thank you so much for doing this, man. It's
my pleasure, man. Thank you.
Like I said, it's been just an honor to know you and see how everything is going for you, man. And everybody, check out Music Factory and check out Face to Face as well. Danny Thompson, everybody. We'll be right back. We don't know anything about this goddamn couch, everybody. We don't know. We'll be right back. We're gonna figure it out. We'll be right back with Michael McVeigh, everybody. Hang out. I'm reading the comments. I have no idea. You know what? If you know what? Hey, at least you're watching
I
the show.
have no clue. But it's awesome. Dude, I'll take it. I will take being Reddit bombed and bugged to hell as long as these numbers stay as high as they do.
Is that what it is? Is it a gag? I don't know. I don't know if it's a gag. Anyway, well, obviously it's a gag. It's got to be. Well, we'll fall for it. You know,
thing is that like I'll take it. I'll take it because like literally you said we'll be right back with Michael McVeigh and he logged off. So we get to roll through these comments for the next 10 minutes until the show ends. So,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, let's bring some up. Let's bring a couple up.
Let's see here. So this is Richard Phillips here. Says that he's sitting on cinder blocks from his 99 Cavalier. Says he needs a couch. So
all right.
Get it done, Rich. Let's help you get that done.
I mean, everybody, come on. The guy's got a Cavalier, for God's sake. Nothing against Cavalier. It's a fine automobile.
Exactly. Now, look, Marcel Solo Garcia has said that he's been sitting on his neighbor cat 2 weeks. He does need the couch for $250. Somebody help this man. Somebody please help this man.
I wonder if it's a typo, cat, because if you're sitting on a cat for like 10 minutes, it's going to be a problem. But 2 weeks. Die.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 weeks would be bad. Michael McVeigh, well, I
did
think.
He buy the couch? I don't know. He might have.
He might have. Well, unfortunately, is Michael gone? Did Michael leave our little show? Or is he there?
No, he's not here. He took off. So Jared is looking. I like that mask, by the way, Jared. As a proud wearer of a Thin Blue Line sticker on my truck and everything else, I like that mask. So that's good. Jared wants to know where the couch is for sale. I wish we could help him.
I really don't know. I don't know. Well, I certainly wish we would have had Michael on. And, while you're scrolling through the comments, let me just go ahead and hit up Michael.
Let's get to the real questions, though. Sean Carr needs to know if we think Mercury retrograde really has an effect on the world.
Okay.
Greg, do you have an answer to that?
I really don't. I like to keep those kind of opinions to myself.
Personally,
a little close to the vest.
Talking about. So,
what else we got up there?
So let's see here. No, we are getting a message from maybe somebody that knows Mike. From Gloria. It says, "Be patient. His internet is not the best." So thank you, Gloria Salinas.
Thanks, Gloria. Do you really know Michael, or are you just talking about a couch thing? So anyway.
Meanwhile, the couch location is going bananas. I wish we could highlight all of the couch comments as they come in. Oh, somebody wants to know if the truck is for sale. Oh, it's Rich. Rich, first you needed a truck. First you needed a couch because you're sitting on cinder blocks. No, you can't have my truck. I'm sorry, buddy.
Rich, there's a lot of expendable income going on because people are buying $5,000 couches, trucks.
Yeah.
Obviously people are really interested in, our kind of little Craigslist that we got going on this goddamn show. But good, a fine show tonight. A fine show. I do apologize. Unfortunately, Michael, maybe his internet wasn't so good and he had to bail out, but we'll have him maybe next week.
Oh, okay, well, hold on. Now, Austin is asking a very important question. Is the tie for sale? So, Austin,
Which tie are you talking about? Now we both have solid happening ties right now. Austin,
Yeah,
go ahead and let us know.
I got to move Austin's comment so you can see my tie, but I mean,
There
here it
you
is
go.
right here. Fine,
Pretty good.
the fine tie.
So yeah.
Oh my God! Hold on. It's good. Not this one. They're coming in too fast. Hold on. Now I'm gonna get. Here we go. This is the one that I wanted to highlight because they're coming in too fast. All right. Where is it? Here it is.
I'm sitting on a pine cone. Oh my God.
I love it. Our viewership has never been higher, by the way. So
You sound so smart, but I don't see any couches. John, you got a couch somewhere? I mean,
I actually cut my couch up and threw it in the trash can. Took it to the dump.
wow.
So
Looks like we got something.
we may not have been able to. We may not have been able to solve the age-old question of how to throw away a trash can, but we did find out how to
throw away a couch.
Throw away a couch, yeah. All right, so Mike is back, and I.
Oh my God! Thank you.
I cannot wait. So here is Mike.
Michael McVeigh, everybody.
I don't know what happened. That was weird, man. That was really, really weird.
I thought you bailed out because of this couch nonsense, and
Nah,
I'm
dude.
sure. I'm sure
what
it's
did I
some
miss?
sort of.
What's up with the couch
Spanish.
thing? I was reading those comments. I couldn't get that.
You know what? I have no idea.
Hey, I dig your segment on things I just made up. Can I add to that?
Please.
100%.
Okay, because while I was sitting here waiting, I was thinking to myself, man, I wish I had a tie like you guys, right? So I text Rick Nielsen, and he just happened to be driving through the neighborhood, and well, he gave me one that I could wear. So, you know,
There you go.
yeah. So but I don't have the shirt for it now, so I'll have to do it next time. But at least I got the
You got
tie.
some tape or duct tape or something.
Yeah.
You can tape that on there. So everybody who's not buying couches, Michael McVeigh is 1/3 of the Coffee Talk with Adika Live mornings at 8:00 a.m. Now I think what time zone is that? That's 8 a.m. I would think in Texas. Oh, the train going.
It's
sure, why not?
8 a.m. Pacific in Texas. It's Central Time, so it's 10 o'clock in Texas. But
so tell us about the show, man. It's a great show. It's you, Stefan, and Stefan. I'll see. Oh, here we go. I mispronounced another thing tonight.
No, it's cool. Here's how it came about, man. To be honest with you, Stefan is best friends with Eric Singer, and he played in a band with Gilby Clarke and Eric Singer back when the Kiss reunion happened. A little after that, Eric and Gilby went on tour. Of course, Stefan was part of the band. Anyway, long story short, they came to Houston and played, and I met Stefan. And this was 96 or 98, around somewhere in there. I met him anyway, and we've been friends ever since. And the guy's out of his mind. I love him to death. He's from Brooklyn. And a little bit about his background, real quick. He played bass with Dee Dee Ramone. He was one of the 147 members of LA Guns. He played in a band called Dad's Porno Mag with Ryan Roxy and Mike Fasano, who is the drummer for Tiger Army now. And
yeah, no, Mike well.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, yeah, so he's got a lot of musical history, man. The guy's played with, tons of people. Steven Adler was one of his best friends. They were roommates. And anyway, the other guy on the show is Corey Leviton, and Corey used to work at Circus Magazine. So Corey and Stefan go way back, and Stefan was doing this real estate thing, and he would do his daily live stream, just doing his live calls. And so I would watch it because the guy was funny as shit, and can we cuss on here?
Sure, why not? You already did.
I did. I'll keep it friendly.
No.
Anyway, he was funny, and I watched him, and I didn't care about real estate stuff, but he was funny, so I watched him. And so I would comment on there. So anyway, he reached out to me. He's like, "Hey man, how you been?" So we started talking. He's like, "Well, hey, I do the show," and I said, "Yeah, I know." And he said, "You want to come on?" I said, "Sure, man." So I did, and ironically, we were on our way to go see Kiss in El Paso, which is right when the pandemic started, And so we were told that morning that there would be no meet and greet. And I was like, wow, so this thing's pretty serious. So I tried to go live and my camera was screwed up and all this. So long story short, I joined, and ever since I've been on there, and the show's grown quite a bit, and you guys check it out, and we also, Stefan and I also do a show on Saturday night called Talkin' Wax, and we talk about vinyl records and everything, and we had our buddies Eric Singer on, and we had Mark Slaughter on this past Saturday, and we went for almost 6 hours on our show, which the longest episode yet of Talkin' Wax has been 8 hours and 45 minutes. It's ridiculous.
Good God! How do you? I mean, there hasn't been that many records produced in the world to talk about 8 hours.
Well, we start talking about records, and then we get on stories. Of course, Eric he's like they call him Yoda, but he's like a vault of knowledge. So he just knows everything about every album, every band, And he goes off and talks, and of course, then we all talk, and it's just like what it is? It's like a cool hang. Everybody gets to hang out, and it's a lot of fun, man. But yeah. So the Coffee Talk thing is Monday through Friday, and sometimes we have celebrity guests, sometimes it's just us, and it's just about getting together and having a good time and making people smile. Because right now, everybody's wound up behind different things. The world's screwed up right now. Everything's crazy, and just like you guys, you're having fun. I dig your format. I was, watching the whole time, and y'all are funny. So I'm all about that.
That was exactly the same idea with us. We just want to do something positive and have fun and make it a, John and I have known each other for years and years and years and years. So, just to come on and have some, just the goof around. And now we don't have the same celebrity guests, but we did have the great Omar, who was terrific. We do have a list of people. I'm going to run them down. These are people who have not returned our messages to come and be on the show. We have Donnie Most.
Okay.
PJ Souls. Who else? Louis Gossett Jr.
Very cool.
We have Adrian Zemed.
Okay.
These are people who have not who have just not returned our message. So you might have Mark Slaughter and Eric Singer, but at least we went for Donnie Most. You know what I mean? We went for Ralph Mouth. Every swing that you don't take.
We had Donnie on the show, and he was
now what's
really
going?
Cool.
This is bullcrap now. I can't believe all these guests.
Yeah, he was a lot of fun, man. He was a lot of fun, and he does like big band music now, swing music, and he was just it's a trip, man, because you sit there and watch like some of these, like I'll use the TV people, like we had Butch Patrick, Eddie Munster on, and Lydia Cornell, who we are now friends. Remember the show Too Close for Comfort?
Of course.
Yeah, well, we had her on, and she was awesome, man. So was Butch Patrick. But the thing about Donnie Most is so cool because I'm sitting there watching him, right? And just like us, we talk a few minutes before we go on, and so we're sitting there, and I'm looking at him. I'm like, man, who didn't watch Happy Days? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there going like, this is so cool because like you're meeting these people, but in a virtual setting. So it's not like really, it's still meeting them, but it's just a trip to know. Here I was, I'd sit home after school and watch Happy Days. And now I'm talking to the guy that, played Ralph Mouth, and we're sitting there like just, fellowship, man, and hanging and talking about music. And it's like, it's really surreal, man, when you think about how some of the stuff, happens. It's just it's cool though, and I feel blessed to be a part of a lot of what we do. And
tell Don to give us a shout.
I will reach out to him. No, I will absolutely.
Both of our shows, this is like when somebody would come on Johnny Carson and Johnny would say from another network, this is Michael McVeigh from another show, that but man, no, it is a really, really funny and a really entertaining and a great show. And I want to talk about Team Fury really quick before we go, but I want to on the show, everybody has to have, it's three very big personalities. Who is kind of the Gary Delabate of the group? Like, who's the one that takes the most shots?
Oh, Corey, hands down. And I think that goes because Stefan and Corey have known each other so long, and Corey's such a good sport. Like, this is kind of funny because Stefan would call him an idiot, on the show, and like just really dog him, and it's the thing about it is, man, the show, it's unscripted. It's all about ball busting and laughing and just having a good time. And so there's mornings we don't even like, okay, if we don't have a guest, we're like, we don't even know what the hell we're going to talk about. We just roll with it. And the chemistry with the three of us, luckily we bounce off each other and like we'll dog each other and all that. But it's all in good fun. And sometimes people that are watching, if it's their first time, they're like, my God, these guys are, they're brutal to each other. Or they're like, what the hell? And like we get people that, because Corey has his fans and then I have mine and Stefan has his, and there's people that like all three of us. And there's people that when, you're beating Corey up, we've actually had people stop watching the show because they were like, man, that's just, that's not cool. You don't do that. They would message me and I'm like, you don't get it. It's just when we get off screen, we're all buddies and we're laughing, like, that's good.
It's a gag. It's just a bit.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. So, but it's kind of funny because Corey told Stefan one time, he said, look, man, he says, I don't mind, like, cause we'll get on video chat with each other off the show, just, throughout the day, and we're just bullshitting, whatever. And Corey's like, man, I don't mind you calling me an idiot on the show, but don't call me that off the air. It's like, okay. So you would rather be called an idiot in front of, thousands of people versus just the three of us, it's more personal. And but I love Corey. He's a trip. And so he worked at Circus Magazine. Him and Stefan both worked at Circus Magazine. That's how they met. And then they got to be, roommates and then hang out. And, so they have a long history, and it's a lot of fun, so I really dig it.
Where can everybody find you? Where can everybody find you?
Well, on the show, it's on YouTube. It's Adika Live, Coffee Talk with Adika Live. There's a channel on there, and also musically, Tame
Fury.
Tame Fury, yes, thank you. I'm the vocalist for Tame Fury, and well, I say that, but it's kind of funny because I was talking to my drummer Fred Williams. I said, "Are we even a band anymore?" Because it's like nothing's going on. And he's like, I know, right? I said, what's funny is by the time we do play again, it's going to be the Tame Fury reunion show, so there's a good way to plug some cool merchandise,
Yeah, get some shirts and hats made for the kids.
Dude, I'm going to tell you a funny story if I got a few minutes here, how this came about. I was actually at a KISS show, ironically, and there was a promoter that I ran into that knew me. I had the band prior to this incarnation of Tame Fury, and I had the name and everything, and we hadn't done nothing. Like we initially broke up, and so I didn't have anything going on with the band, so to speak. And I ran into this guy at the KISS show, and he's like, "Hey man, how you been?" I'm like, "Good," and he's like, "I haven't seen you out anywhere, and how's the band?" I'm like, "Good," because I didn't know what he was coming at me with. Right, this is a promoter, and he's like, "Well, you know what, man?" He goes, "I'd like to get in touch with you. Do you still have the same number?" I said, pretty sure. And he showed me in his phone. I said, "Oh no, dude, that's," again, I hadn't seen him in years. I said, "No, let me give you my new number." He said, "Well, I have a show coming up, and would you guys like to open?" I'm like, "Well, sure. Who is it with?" He said, "Opening for Dokken." I'm like, "Yeah, cool." And so I'm like, just as smooth as can be, right? So he gives me his new card. I gave him a number, and he said, "Well, I'll be in touch. I'll call you Monday. We'll talk about it." Cool. So I'm walking away, and I'm like, what the hell did I just do? I don't have a band, right? So I'm like, okay, this is kind of crazy. So I knew Fred because Fred was a very reputable drummer, and I called him and I said, "Hey, Fred, this is Michael McVeigh. I don't know if you remember me." He's like, "Yeah, man, I seen you play," and fellow KISS fan. So we instantly friends, of course. I said, "Well, look, man," I said, "Are you playing with anybody right now?" He's like, "Well, I'm playing drums for a cover band, but that's just a cover band." And like, he goes, "What you got?" I said, "Well, got an offer to play for, you want to open for Doc?" And he's like, "Sure, man, love to." I said, "Okay, well, we need to get together in some songs." He goes,
Learn
"Okay,
some
cool."
songs.
No, this is where it gets funny. He goes, "Okay, well, cool. You want to send me some files or a CD or something to learn the songs?" I go, well, he goes, "What are we doing?" He says, "What are we doing? Covers?" I go, no covers, dude. All originals." He goes, "Okay, well, cool. You want to send me some music so I can learn it?" I go, well, that's just it. I said, the former guitar player took all the songs, and I'm not going to get into that whole legal crap with him. I said, so we basically got to write some new material. And he says, okay. He goes, I'm up for the challenge. He goes, when's the show? I said, in 3 weeks. He goes, okay, so we got to write new songs in 3 weeks. I go, yeah. He goes, okay. He goes, well, we're on the level. We can pull it off. I said, yeah. He goes, okay, well, cool, man. He goes, well, who all else is in the band? I go, well, that's just it. I said, we got to get a guitar player and a bass player. He says, wait a minute.
My goodness.
He said, you took a show like that with no band? And I said, yeah. And he started laughing. He goes, I love that, dude. That's balls. That's straight up balls. I dig that. So, ironically, we found a guitar player who was also a Kiss fan. And his new neighbor that just moved in across the street from him just happened to be a bass player. And he was a Kiss fan. So we're all talking to each other and like, okay, we got to put this plan together. I got my team. We have to piece a band together. We got to start rehearsals. We got to start writing music, man. We had 3 weeks to do this. So we successfully wrote 6 new songs, brand new songs, which was enough to do a 30-minute, opening slot. And it went over really well. And so we got asked to play with Bret Michaels the following 2 weeks later. And then from there, for a good 4 to 5 year run, dude, we were like one of the go-to bands to open a lot of the nationals that came to the Houston area. And so we've been together since then. And of course, everything's on halt right now. But we were able to make 2 records, and we're still at it, so to speak. I mean, once everything gets kind of back to normal, we're gonna move ahead, of course. But it's just weird, man, because and I know you guys know the same thing. You play music. It's weird when there's something you love to do and you're just kind of like put on hold. It's wild. But
yeah, man.
Anyway,
well, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on your live. You used to do Facebook Live with the show, so I look forward to seeing that again.
Yeah,
well, thanks so much for coming out. Where can they find you? Where can they find Tame Fury at?
Tame Fury, you go to facebook.com/Tame Fury Music. And there's if you want to hear the current record, it's on Spotify, it's on iTunes. It's called A New Reason is the name of the album. And there's I think Spotify, Google Play, and some other.
Cool.
Yeah,
good.
Sounds very good.
He's frozen up.
He may be.
He was thinking about it.
He was.
Yeah, well.
But at any rate.
Michael McVeigh, everybody. Look for Michael McVeigh on Coffee Talk with Adika Live, weekdays at 8 a.m. And check out Tame Fury. We are going to get out of here. This has been a long show. We'd like to thank, hey, John. This has been a long show with a lot of layers. And I'm about ready to get out of here.
It is. Okay, so I don't know. I swear to God. It's awesome. Because, like, the couch discussion is still happening, if you're not aware.
I haven't seen it.
Almost 90 comments about a couch in 15 minutes.
Hey, to everybody who's doing this, if you think it's a gag, if it's a gag and you think, like, we actually think it's funny. So. Oh,
100%.
You're watching the show. What are you going to do? So we're going to get the hell out of here. John, I love you, buddy.
I love you, man. This was it was a fun time. Even with the couch nonsense, which I'm fully on board with. Like,
do it again. Hey, do it again.
Do it next week.
Exactly.
Do it next week. I can't wait.
Everybody for Chef Mariano Lusardi, for Danny Thompson, for Michael McVeigh, for my partner John Gonzalez. Thank you so much for watching the show and commenting and sticking with us and sharing and all that good stuff. We love all you, and we will see you next week. Bye, everybody.